Morning everybody, amprepairguy.com, also harbachelectronics.com. I have the camera on the tripod so I can do a better install video. So this video is to show people how to install the new Harbach TR/bias switching relay. Let me shut this off. So I paid a true engineer to design this. This is the only board like this available with everything that it has on it. Okay, so this board will not come as a kit. It actually comes fully assembled and it's going to have limited support. So if you have an issue, you can call, preferably just text, but if you have to call, might not pick up right away, but I will call you back and I'll do that for as long as I can offer it. If it becomes overwhelming, I'm always here to help people out. So if you have an issue, I'm always there for people. I'm known for that. So first off, this board incorporates the self-bias. You don't have to worry about a grid to filament short, taking out the winding on the filament transformer, and it won't hot switch. You don't have to worry about hot switching, and this board's going to work in other amplifiers also. Okay, so that'll be explained in other videos. So first off, when you go to install this, obviously do it at your own risk. There could be high voltage present. High voltage can and will kill you, so you got to be careful. Unplug it. Take the tubes out. Well, first unplug it. Make sure there's no high voltage. It has a crowbar circuit, so if you take the internal cover off, it should short out any residual voltage that's stored in the filter caps, but also still go in there with an insulated screwdriver. Okay, again, at your own risk. If you don't know how to work on this stuff, don't do it. Okay, so hold on to the insulated part, the handle, touch the shaft of the screwdriver to the chassis, and then the tip of the screwdriver at the same time to the top of one of the tubes. Okay, so after you've done that, you carefully unsolder all of the connections from the open frame relay. I've already done that. Okay, so these two pieces of coax right here, one comes from the input Sb220, the other one goes to the input circuit. Okay, so just be careful. You leave the ground connection over here connected to the chassis. Here's the output connection, the wire coming from the meter board, the wire coming off of the filament transformer for the center tap. You have the 120 volt DC positive, and then the switch side, which goes to the relay jack, relay RCA jack on the back of the amplifier. You still need a soft key for this kit, so you have to either use the internal Heathkit one. I'm sorry, not Heathkit, the Harbach soft key kit I sell, or you can buy another one, or you can use an external one. Okay, so very important. Okay, so got the board here. I'm going to provide a piece of paper that tells you what each connection's for. Everything is labeled on the board. You're going to orient the board so you have the antenna will be the output coax. Okay, RF out will be the output network. These two connections, CT center tap, then B negative. Center tap is the center tap coming off the filament transformer, and then the one labeled B negative comes from the meter board. Doesn't matter if these are switched, doesn't matter, but okay, so RF in comes from the Hl2200 on the back of the amplifier, and I have a hard time reading this. And then input goes to the input circuit. Okay, So you have the 120 volt positive, says V positive, and then V negative, the negative. Don't get those reversed. Okay, so the way I'm going to mount this is I'm not going to use any sort of glue or epoxy or double-sided sticky tape. One terminal's insulated, so I'm going to provide this studded standoff. As you can see here, has a 632 stud and then accepts a 632 screw on the other side. So I'll be giving you a cap nut to secure the stud through the board, and then a 632 screw and a split washer to secure the stud to the chassis. So you're going to orient the board like I had explained before. You want to line it up with the output coax here, and you're going to drill one hole. Okay, you can mark it with a pencil or whatever, and then you just drill out the hole carefully. Just make sure you're not going to hit anything on the other side, and just limit how far through the chassis the drill bit can go. You can put a piece of electrical tape around it or whatever, you know, just so it doesn't, you don't lose control and the drill slams down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I already did that here. So I'm going to go ahead and secure the board, and I'm going to start hooking up all of the wires. So you're also going to get a wire that will go from the input ground pad down to the ground connection over here for these two pieces of coax. Okay, so I will see you soon. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'll show all the connections after, but so I'm going to provide a piece of tinned number 14 solid copper wire. You're going to loop the end around like that with some, those pliers. You're going to move the coax away from the board. You want ample room between the center conductor and the chassis, and you want to keep it away from the output strap here. This is a ground tab. It's not actually connected to the chassis, but I'd still like everyone to keep the lead off of that. So you're going to put this around the center conductor. You're going to squeeze it. You're going to carefully heat it up. You don't want to melt the insulation off the center of the coax. You're going to bend it up over. Again, you want to keep it up away from the board. Okay, see that? I'm also going to provide some Teflon tubing. So you're going to, after you bend that over, you straighten it back and you just slip a little bit over, but you still want a little bit of clearance between the tubing and ground. So it's just in case. I mean, if you really want to, you can use stranded wire, but I like this because it'll hold the board in place. I mean, it's pretty snug, but I just like this better. I don't really like stranded wire because, this could move around. And you could also put some GE Type 2 clear silicone between here to hold it in place. I'll probably do that. I just don't like taking any chances, Okay, so I'm all about connections, everything being perfect, or as close to perfect as possible. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. See you soon. Okay, so the board's installed. I'll show you what I did. So you have that solid number 14 tin plated material going from the center conductor of the output coax over to the board. It's wrapped around. There's a gap between the coax and the chassis. There's also a gap between the center and the output strap here, coming off the output network, going over to the load capacitor. I have the Teflon tube slid over it, and there's a gap between it. It's just, technically it could touch, but still put a little gap in there. So it's soldered really well through the board. So you have the output network connection going over to the board, soldered really well. You have the wire coming from the meter board, wire coming from the center tap. I'm also providing a smaller gauge tinned solid copper wire for the ground connection. You put it through the hole in the board here and you go over to the strap where the coax is also grounded. You want to keep these leads as close to the same stock length as possible. Be careful when you solder them so the center insulation doesn't come right off. Happens very easily. You have the positive lead, the negative lead, which key the relays, and then you have the cap nut that hold the board to the standoff. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, I had someone at my door. Okay, so these are the parts that will be coming with it, plus the number 14 wire not shown in the picture. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, so the board isn't going anywhere. Nice and tight in there. Okay. So again, these parts come with it. These two solid conductor leads, the standoff, cap nut, the screw, wherever it went, oh, it's right there, and then the split washer. And the board, obviously. Okay, so that's about it. Trying to think of anything else, but this is a big thing for Harbach, because people have been asking for this for a long while. And lots more stuff to come. I have more boards being made. Another one will be here later this week for the Drake. And Drake L4B. And yeah, so just keep an eye on the Harbach site for updates. And also, if you like, join the Harbach group on Facebook. So, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great day. Websites are amprepairguy.com and also harbachelectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe.